What is brass knuckle finance?
Well, the idea behind it, then I'll tell you what it is. The idea behind it is that we have to stop taking our financial situation so lightly. So we wanted to get something that's more hard hitting and more no nonsense. So that became Brass Knuckle Finance, which is about beating debt and mastering money, not just paying down debt. We're trying to beat debt to a bloody pulp. We're done. We're fed up, and this is just the most hard hitting thing that could relate to that. So.
What was your personal scenario that kind of led you to this fed up attitude and hey, we got to stop this?
Good question. Bad story. Well, there's a couple things that I did previously as far as bad financial mistakes that led me to a place where I said I can no longer do this. I won't go through all of them, but I'll go through the most recent one. Most recent one was I got myself caught up in the real estate bubble, not knowing anything about loans, real estate, investing, budgeting, and everything. I was great at saving money and making money. I had a couple years where I was able to save a substantial amount to put down on a house, which I later found out that no one else was putting down any money on the houses. That zero down market led those people to default, which led my value to drop in half, and then led me to realize that, hey, I need to start learning something about money before I just start, going out here in the world. And that got me fed up and said, I need to start figuring out what's going on with finances and investing and things. And that's how I got there.
Because around that time, there was a whole lot of guys who were focusing on what they call subprime people to help them get into loans that they really shouldn't have been in.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people's trying to figure out whose fault it is, and I personally am under the belief that it's all of our fault. The government, of course, subsidizes these things, mortgage interest, and banks wanted to get a lot of that subsidization, and they're offering easier financing. So we have those two pieces of the puzzle, and then we have us who we have an appreciation for real estate, but we don't have an appreciation for wealth. There's a difference. So we like things that can be visible as a visible representation of wealth, but it's still not wealth. So we like real estate because it's tangible. However, we don't really know what wealth is or how to build it. So we just put all our money in real estate, and that's what caught a lot of us into this cycle. A lot of other cultures didn't drop in their net worth and drop in value as high as ours did. So. Yeah.
Now, you have a huge footprint on social media,
Right.
and your approach is a in-your-face approach.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said about you, either a person is going to get pissed off or they're going to change. That's what I've said about you. So why do you have that attitude?
I've actually used that quote a lot since you said that, because it put it in perspective. It's like that's the idea, but you just eloquently typed it, I guess, if you want to say. So people say that about me because there's a time and place for progress, and I think previously it was kind of like, well, we were just happy to get jobs, we were just happy to get our kids in college, we were just happy to be in a place where we weren't making minimum wage, right? That time is coming past. It's high time that we, with all the black dollar, with the power it has, it's high time that we start acknowledging that power. And at this point, this time, it's time to do so. So I make it a point to let people know the urgency, let people know the sincerity of my message. Number one, I mean, that's actually should be number one. Everything I do is not to put someone down or to degrade anyone. I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to say, hey, look at me. I'm a problem too, because you're gonna ignore me if I don't make it as serious as it is. So I try and make things as serious as it is, and sincerely, from a sincere care standpoint. Because if not, we have a lot of issues in our community. We have a high HIV epidemic. We have gang violence, but finance is actually an integral part in a lot of those situations coming together. So that's why.
I know for a fact you changed my life, because my daughter, she was doing the whole student loan thing and everything, right. And then I met you, it was like a perfect storm. I just totally started rearranging my attitude toward money, my attitude toward buying things.
Right.
And so now, instead of her going to the government for loans, she comes to Daddy and tells Daddy how much it is. And the only reason I'm able to do that is because I met you.
Appreciate that, and I remember because we the last class we taught was last year in the same place. We had a group of about 25 students, and just a few of them were. There's a transition that you go through. It's kind of like, okay, I'm absorbing the information. Okay, I know I need to do something. Then I'm doing something. You came in, day one is like, okay, I don't know where you've been, but I've been waiting for this information, so I'm just gonna do now and then figure out, if it's right or not later. And it's been helpful. And your daughter is, so she has her student loans, right? But she's not where she could be.
Right.
Yeah, because I deal with a lot of people who are what age is she again?
21,
and between 19 and 23 actually when they get out of school, who have about $16,000 worth of credit card debt, $35,000 worth of student loans, and then they're trying to figure out their next step, and then that job market for that age group is 50%, so some one out of two have a job, so we have debt, no income, and then so basically you're helping yourself out because she's going to give it back to you if she doesn't.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So you have a book and a workshop on brass knuckle finance. If somebody wanted to participate in that or get the book, how can they do that?
They will. First of all, the book is available on BrassKnuckleFinance.com. There's no S in brass knuckle. It's just brass knuckle. It's the type of finance. BrassKnuckle finance.com. The book is, we have 3 books. We have a audio book, which is $10, an ebook, which is $5, and the physical copy, which is $20. That allows you to get in any class we teach. That we're teaching classes in Gardena, Ladera Heights, and Northridge right now. So if you have a book, use that book to get into any of those classes. If you've already been to those classes, somebody else like your daughter or whoever needs to come, give them that book. They're in class as well. So we believe in each one, teach one.
Great.
So, yeah.
And lastly, you have another website that is great. Just tell us a little bit, why did you start thisiswhyyouBroke.com?
This Is Why You Broke actually preceded Brass Knuckle Finance. That there was a website called thisiswhyyou'refat.com, and I took that idea of hard-hitting, kind of like, all right, put everything on the table type of messaging, and we applied that to finance. This Is Why You Broke became sort of the outlet for articles that I didn't post on, that I wanted to archive, that I didn't post on Facebook, because a lot of people don't realize my main blog is Facebook. A lot of people have a blog, but my blog is Facebook.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. So I figured, why am I getting people to go here if I can go directly to them and interrupt their newsfeed?
Right, because you post terrific information all day, and you, I'm sure you believe in that philosophy of repetition, because you repeat over and over.
I am an ad agency executive during the day, so I've used that experience to learn how to market this message, which is hard for people because people don't really want to hear it. So I have to take it into a place where they do want to hear it, or at least aren't going to reject it, and apply that repetition. So, yeah.
If anybody wants to change their financial life, get a hold of this young man. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.